GT, hello. Good morning or afternoon. I forgot if you're America-based or Europe-based. Well, hello, welcome to the stream. Morning, so America. Let's start this. Good Friday, indeed it's Friday. This week was a mix of it's going fast and slow at the same time. The slow part was me, like, well, I wanted to do stuff, but then like it was so many different, yep, Massachusetts, the province, not the province, sorry, the state. I have so much trouble say the name. So you're East Coast, oh, interesting. What? Enter the login key. Where to find the token? What? So much fun. So much fun. What is that? Okay, I think it's this. That was weird. Is it what we want? No, it's not what you want. I tried this. It doesn't work. Oh man. Yeah, log into the dashboard. Log into the dashboard. I'm using that thing and it's not working. TBD Gamer, hello. I was watching your stream earlier on my tablet, so I couldn't.
Bonjour. Hi. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just enjoying again, once more. Ryder. Hey, K-Maze. Hello, hello. Welcome to my stream. We're just getting started. As you can see, I'm not sharing anything yet. I was just chatting. I can share. I'm having fun. I'm having this kind of fun. You know, cannot enjoying. Hey, thank you for the, what is that? For the follow. K-Miz. All right. Yeah. So I'm Frank. If you don't know, if you're first time here, I'm Frank Boucher, and I code live stream, having fun with .NET most of the time. Maybe we'll do less .NET in the future, but today is still .NET. We'll be working on this app, the NoteBookmark, adding AI today. I'm not fixing any other bugs. I'm adding an AI. The joke was last stream, I said, okay, let's do that. And then we spent 2 hours fixing like a stupid bug and we didn't have time to do any AI stuff. But today, I learned so much this week. Or was it? I think my big haha moment though was Friday. I think it was watching Stony Eagle streams and I was kind of like venting. I was mad with like the different SDK that exists. We'll share that in a few seconds. And then Sony, or maybe it was you, TBD, I forgot. But someone said, well, it never works anyway, so you should do it manually. I think it was Sony. So I say, you know what? Okay, I know it's possible. I was just trying to be clean. But I don't work at Microsoft anymore. So I could use whatever tool I want and it's fine. So I switched, did it manually, and everything was working. So I was like, yay! But today we'll see where we go. But yeah, so TBD, so I saw you were back on your stream. Since I just started, I didn't have, I think, it was only GT Sum was here with me when you landed. So you were back on doing your game stuff. That was interesting. I was, oh, back to his first love. So working on your not, yeah, less. I didn't say no.net, I say less. But the thing is, I think I may double the stream. I may do like 2 streams. I did try this week to do that, but I wanted to have like a different look to the stream, and I was tired. Every time I was like, I'm tired, I don't have energy, because I want to do a stream like in the evening and maybe work a little bit more on the open source project. And because I've been neglecting the URL shortener, and I have people who are asking me stuff, so I need to work every week on like in all those projects. I need to make progress, kind of thing. I'm maintaining them, but I also want to have fun with the new funny stuff. So maybe I can do like 2 streams anyway. Yeah, I need to keep the stress low. I get that. The game library is something I love, and it's easy to put down. If it's true, yeah, it's true. Well, like collection stuff is always fun. What was it? For me, it was comics for a long time, and then I found out what's the project name again? Oh, I can check here. It's Kumga. This, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to search for it. Oh, I thought you had like a ducks. I thought we could have some screenshot. Maybe if I go on GitHub. Sponsored by JetBrain? I didn't know that. Anyway, it's a cool tool to like collection, like organize your digital comics and things like that. And at some point I was doing multiple platform, and like I was tired to like try to figure out what I had, trying to read some like big storyline when it was crossover and stuff, and I had paper one, and so I decided, you know what, like I will have a digital version so I could just like know what I'm doing, instead of having like an Excel sheet with like, yes, you have this num, it's paper, it's there, you have this, it's in digital version, it's there, you have this, it's part of the Columbus that you have, you know. So that was anyway. Also, we had like, what was happening? Jetta, thank you for the follow. Very appreciated. Very appreciated. So yeah. Anyway, continue. Cool project, and that's I'm running in a container. Hey, look at that! That's what your it's your fault, TBD. Your writer is like doesn't want me to log into the dashboard. It's not nice with me. Can I stop hosts? If I do that, will it stop everything? Yeah, okay, cool. I'm really proud of what it looks right now. Honestly, it was good looking. Like I'm making jokes, well, not jokes, but I was, you know, I really like the way it look. And so you're using different APIs to get the price and information about the game? Yeah, I mean, hey, I wasn't here before. Did I get teleported? Indeed. And I was talking about you, even that, like, maybe your ears were buzzing because I said I was watching your stream when I had my big haha moment. Not sure if it was Friday or this week. I was trying to do some AI stuff, nothing was working, and then it's like, yeah, like, this DK are not great. Try manually. It's like, yeah, I know I can do it manually, but you know, I wanted to do it the good way, the clean way. But I did try, like, doing like a pure HTTP call, and everything works. And I was like, I cannot say it. Do I have a beep on this? On my sound, I don't have a beep. Cannot say those words, but I was swearing, but in French, so it's fine, right? You remember? Yeah. Okay, so let's try again. So I don't know why when I did play, maybe it was just like a glitch. Let's. What is that? Why are you doing that to me? Fail. Interesting. It's already in use. What? Oh wait, did I start Docker? Yes, I have Docker running. Maybe I forgot to clean up my stuff. Maybe I did. No, that's Azurite. Do you have that? Like, why it's... Okay, if I close, let's close all of them here, because I know that works. Update plugins. Also, I need to make everything bigger on that screen. And I'm also on my work. At my work, I'm working on a MacBook Pro, and I'm getting better at it. The key binding, the stuff. I'm getting there. Okay. Build. Let's try to build a solution. Is everything building? Is it building? Build finished successfully. I feel like that's... No, I want you to build. Build out. Build. Man. Build a solution. Wow. No. Yes? Is it doing it? Oh yeah, it's doing it. Oh man. This... And all of that just because I wanted to show the app before starting the stream. Unless I switch 100% over to Mac. Oh. Yeah, I know. Honestly, I'm very... I like Windows. I like I say that, and right now I'm on Linux. So now, like, I keep switching the 3 OS. So maybe I get flustered sometime. Okay, so look like it built without error. We have some warnings, but that's okay. So now run. Rerun. Let's go debug this time. Maybe it works better. Why do I have that? Am I running the good solution? The good, am I in the good, yeah, we are. That's what we worked on last stream. Oh, I can go bigger too. Okay, so why the are you not? Failed to bind the address. The address is already in use. I don't get it. I don't have anything running on this machine. Do I? I don't think I have. I mean, let's take that. Because, you know, if we cannot run... Wait, what? It's running? How could it be running? What? How could... What? That makes no sense. Like, I don't have any container running. And the portal is still up? Where this come from? Do I need to reboot? Did you ever see that? What? 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 Yeah. I just have that. And it's stuck, right? If I just do DPS, I have nothing. Yeah. Where is that coming from? Not sure what's happening. So the solution is not running. Oh, maybe it is Docker. What's Docker? Dev container. Oh, do I have it? No. So I don't have any container running. But when I go in my browser here, like the dashboard is up and running. How can it be up and running if I'm not running it? Okay, you know what? Let's reboot. I know on this machine. Oh yeah, like Control Shift F5. Yeah, R. Let's do that. And I could even do this. Not this. This. So now I could empty the cache and hard reload. I don't get it. Where is running? Where is that coming from? Is it writer? Exit? Yeah, exit. No. So what I will do is, oh, do I have something else? No, I don't have. Like, see, now it's just Brave, and it's the Twitch chat. You know what? Let's do that. Let's let's reboot. Let's go here. Let's reboot the machine. I don't know what's happening. That's weird. First time ever. But I know I've been experimenting. Is it the good word? I think it's the good word. I don't have, but I've been experimenting while container issue on this laptop when like hibernates kind of. Come on, chip. And let's put back my screen because obviously I lost it. Voila. Oops. Booting now. Okay, let's share again the screen. So that's how Debian start. Hello, Fuel. I forgot what you said. Oh, it was the. What was it? You had like the new agent, Fuel agent. I forgot what it was on the .NET stream this week. It made me laugh so hard. But you are watching on Twitch, and I put comments, but it was on YouTube. Oh man, I had fun. Yes, LLMs now. I loved it. It make me laugh because though, like I think it was Bruno who didn't catch it. I was like, oh, is it the new one? Okay, so let's open our browser. Let's open the browser here so you can also see it. Now, let's do a local host. I think it was that one. Okay. Man, that was weird. Troll successful. Indeed. I think it was just funny because, like, you know, it was, yeah, I think your level of trolling was okay. Anyway, I thought it was funny. I think they liked it too. I didn't speak to them after. Okay, so we have that. So now we can do we want to start Rider again? Let's give it a try. Oh, I need to start Docker. Oh, maybe I should have started Docker first, see if it was the Docker the problem. I'll try. Yeah, I think it was funny. Okay, so I won't load already the solution. So now Docker is running. Let's go see the dashboard. And I just have this .NET 10 preview. And it's not running. So now if I hit refresh, okay, it's still not available. Cool. So let's load the solution. We'll get there eventually, right? So now we can go GitHub. Come on. Because I don't think I have an issue say add AI. But that's what we are working on today. If I can start the solution, obviously. I think today what I want to have the AI for will be like summarizing all the article, and I'll explain why. I just want to show the stuff so then we can move on. Okay, so the solution is loaded. So now if I go here, it refresh. So I don't know, like it was a ghost of, so that's when I say I have like wild Docker issue. I feel like if for some reason that container is left running and then the computer hibernate, or like it was still power up, and since most of the time I run my laptop close on the side, so I, like, you know, in the config I say when I close the lid, stay on if there's power, but I think at some point it must go sleep or hibernate or something like that. No, be kind of power efficient. And I think that's really bad with Docker on Linux. Or maybe I found a bug, I don't know. Okay, so let's try run. I don't need debug. I'm not touching anything. I'm hiding button, I'm hiding stuff, so we'll go here so you see the little solution is using container. Yeah, it is. Oh, what's that? Non-commercial use. Yeah. Okay, I was a glitch. Still, I never had that with VS Code. Just remote into a Windows machine. No, because I don't have, well, it will be my personal machine, so I don't need to work on just reading the chat. So Stony Eagle was saying like, yeah, just remote on a Windows machine. But if I do that, I could create a VM and then work from that VM, but that would be stupid. I have like a very powerful laptop. It's a great laptop, honestly. M4, MacBook Pro M4. I think that's the name. It's a nice machine, just the keyboard that, you know. And since I'm using like 60% keyboard, I don't have like the fancy keys, so I had to kind of like remap them and everything. But now it's all fixed, all set, I think. The only thing I'm really missing is Zoom It. I need to find a tool that does that. I got a 60 gig integrated Intel GPU. Well, it is more powerful than the Raspberry Pi, so, you know, there's that. Oh, see, you can run Olama. That's perfect. Hey, sorry, Dev. Doctor appointment, so you can restart when I get there. Okay, perfect, sir. The LG Gram. Oh yeah, like that's a very nice laptop. Though, is it performant? Oh yeah, well you can always run like as a server, right? I use a lot my different mini PCs. I have like a cheap mini PC that don't do anything. Yeah, I think I will give it to my niece or nephew, or like someone who need like a PC for school or something like that. Not gaming, obviously, because for me that thing is, got it for $200 on Amazon. I thought, oh, that would be cool for like running Docker container. Nah, not really. I can run one Docker container, but then I don't know, maybe I will find a use for it. I use the web, use Discord, but anything else, well, you know what's important? You find your way to do whatever you had to do. So that's good. Okay, warning, I'm going light mode because that's how I prefer the look of this website. So that's our solution. Let's make it bigger, not too big. So we come here, and then let's say we go on since we're still doing .NET, let's go .NET blog. I should know the URL, right? Oh yeah, .NET 4 is Spire 9.4. It's here. It's been a while. Yeah, July. Come on, no more posts since July 29, and we are August a month ago. No, really? What are they doing? Should I? Is it okay if I complain? I was in that team. Okay, so we have this. So now we could add, boom. And we can see that it extract the title, the URL, the author. That's great. And now we can add a note after reading the article. Then you can say, oh yeah, that was programming and blah 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 blah. And you had tags. I want a nice way to put tags, a little bit like, you know, when you have like tags. But right now you say, okay, dev, and the way it's not specified, but the way I parse it later, it's if it's split by a dot. So dev and then .NET, and then Aspire, right? And if I do this, it remove it successfully. And now if I go into the so like we were in post, if I go in summary, there's no summary yet, but I can create summary, and that what it does, it takes all the red articles, put them all together, group them by category and stuff like that. And you could do that if on the fly, because right now what and that's the tool I use for context. That's the tool I use when I'm creating my reading notes, right? So that's the tool I use to create this blog post that I publish every Monday for the last 662 weeks. And it's a way for me to Google myself, because I have a fuzzy memory where I'm like, yeah, I read an article, it was about this, and then like I forgot the details, obviously. So now I can go back in my notes and stuff like that. I did the first version in Ruby. I did like a different version. I'm still using, I have a tool. So here I can also send it with like this little bookmark here, and it's calling Azure. I'm looking for my words. Azure Logic Apps that remove any ads and fluff and menu. Just keep the article and then send it to my e-reader. Yes, what on my Teams? Well, Teams got much better, right? Are you still having issue with Teams? Is this what you're saying? I don't get why Team needs 2 gigs. Teams is doing a lot of things. People don't realize it's very stable and does a lot of things. But it is a very hungry beast. But I really enjoy Teams. Now I'm using different tool. Can I say, yeah, we're using a lot more Slack where I'm working right now. And I miss Teams. I thought it was, I liked it. And then but then initially at my role, we were using Slack, moved to Teams, and I was like, I miss Slack. Now moving back to Slack, well, I feel like miss Teams. But it's true that you could run Slack but that's one thing. Slack is a web app. So try to run Teams as a web app and maybe you will have less issue. Can you do that? I think you can do that. Or it's just like calls. Can you run like I forgot. But anyway, I'm using Slack now, so. I was like, yeah, I was using like I was part of the program to like try the early bits at Microsoft, so I was using very advanced version of Teams, so a little bit less stable, but it was great to see like the progress, and the team was working really hard to make it better. The performance is as a request was taken very seriously. I'm into mini coding. Oh, that's cool. A DOS program? That's nice. That's nice. Not sure what it is. I think it did try that. Not sure if it's still. So what's your app doing? Fuel? Your mini, I don't know, it was Stony. No, Fuel, yeah, Fuel. What's your mini apps? Your 256 bytes program does. It's a media server. Yeah, your media server is pretty cool, Stony, by the way. Okay, so for today, back to NoteBookmark. So today, I think there's so many things I want to do with AI on this tool, except the one that everybody thinks is read the article for me. I'm not doing that. You could do it in your fork if you want. But what I want is when I have like all the blog, right, with all my notes and stuff, I would like to have the introduction paragraph. I go back here, right, and I make it bigger. This paragraph, like from Docker security perspective, you know, like kind of an introduction. That will be cool. So like I want AI to read this, not the blog post, what I said about the blog post, and then make a little summary. So I think that's what we are working on today. What we'll be working on next is I want a way, and I have already the tool to do it, but is more when you're here, instead of like adding the URL, maybe we have a way to say, oh, give me like the last post about the Spire release. And then instead of like, you know, searching on the land, so it will go look for blog posts and like bring them to you. And then you can pick, okay, I want this, I want this, I want that, or something like that. So that's what I want to do. And we'll be doing that using Reka API. Yeah, nice indeed. Oh. That's cool. Man, that's nice. That's pretty cool. My brother did some fractal stuff back in the day. Okay, so the plan of today, that's the plan of today. Just be able to, when we have all those, create a summary. So I'm guessing we'll have like a button here, say, or maybe here, like generate, and then it will create the introduction paragraph. But first, let me introduce you. let me share what I did work on since I was on Stony stream. I should do that. I'm such a bad host. Let's do this. Let's do. I don't have fancy description, though, Stony. But yeah, Stony Eagle is a streamer, does a lot of stuff. He's working right now on a pretty cool media. It streams, right? Also, it doesn't just like display the collection. You could watch them from your app, isn't it, Stony? Because I know like we see a lot of time like your collection and stuff like that, but a little bit like Plex and those things. But he built his own, so I think it's pretty good. And there was earlier though, he raids us, so I'm guessing most of you came with him. But we had TBD Gamer, so let me also do a shout out to TBD. Voila, now it's done. TBD Gamer, who does influence me using Rider, so he's a Rider user, .NET developer, excellent, does a lot of things. Like if you want to learn very casual, in terms of like there's no stress asking question. He was streaming today working on a game, because TBD Gamer, I'm assuming just like me, you catched that he love games, or he like collectioning games. He's a collector. I don't know if he's gaming, no proof of that. But yeah, so like to manage your collection and stuff like that, pretty cool open source project he's working on. And some other day he's working on the a tool to help other streamers, and like sometimes other projects too. Stream multiple times a week. It's a media archiver. It will be capable of ripping CDs and DVDs and Blu-rays and then, whoa, okay, that's cool. Impressive, Stony. Okay, that's one project, but that's not where I want to start. I want to start here. Boop, boop, boop. No, I want it bigger. Why don't? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is I want to, you know, this is missing piece of Plex, and yeah, the ripping stuff. Yeah, true. I don't have. I think I gave away all, like most movie I had anyway was like kid stuff. I ripped them and used that. As soon as I was buying a CD, I was ripping it, just, you know, kid stuff. They put it in so I could still have the movie. Anyway, okay, so this is behind my cloud, because you see the behind the scene, you see me like working on different things, and so I wanna maybe record. I'm not sure if I will be recording today, but I want to publish next week. And I was just having fun, wanted to try the new, because in .NET 10 there's the script feature. So I don't know if you heard of that. You can raise your hand if you didn't. Okay, so not a lot of you heard about that, so let me share what it is. So in .NET 10, there's a new feature where you don't need the script, like .NET script. You don't need a project, right? If I open the terminal, no, how do I open a terminal on this computer? Like this. If I go in here, or that we can see I have like asset that's just for like the GitHub repo. I have a README that's just for the GitHub repo, and otherwise I have 3 CS files. Sir, there is at least 3-second delay, then I was just making jokes. I cannot see you, so I just fake counting, Stony. Come on. Come on. Exactly. Oh my god. Yes, exactly. So .NET run, or just .NET, and you do it. So, right, you could do .NET and then just go for this. That's the file. Oh, let's make it bigger. So you could do .NET, right, just like you do Node, or just like you do Python 3, and then the name of the file. That's it. And then you execute this, and I say, could not execute because the specified command or file was not found. Oh yeah. What? .NET. Because I think on this PC, I don't have .NET 10 installed. Is it? Isn't it? I did not prepare for the stream. Yeah, I don't have it. Okay. But I have a dev container. Should we go in the dev container? We can try that. Let's try that. See if it works. Reopen in a container. It shouldn't be too long, right? Right? Let's break the dev container for demo. Yeah, why not? Well, like, since it's a preview version, that's why when I created the repo, I was like, you know, let's make it so people can run it in code space or like in a dev container locally or whatever, so they don't have to install .NET 10 preview if they don't want to. And I also think that for like when you want to experiment with like a preview version, you know, and not conflict with whatever you have locally for development, the dev container is pretty cool for that. And I forgot, I was trying. I heard when I work on that, and I was kind of like trying to see if I could use dev container but with cursor. I wasn't sure, and then like quickly Google and stuff like that, and like I turn on dev pod, I think it was called, and it was a little bit less Microsoft, but it's the same format, the same everything. I'm not sure what was the big difference. And they had a great tool where you could say, oh, I want this, so like it will build your dev pod, like while it's building. Let's Google that. Did anybody heard of dev pod? So it was like, yeah, code space, but you know, open source. And I was like, well, code space, that's the dev container hosted in GitHub. It's great when your machine doesn't have the power. You know, the LG laptop that Stony has cannot run like Docker and have environment. So like having it and hosted in GitHub, it's a great alternative. But you could also have another computer somewhere, like big computer in a corner, and you can run your dev container there. You don't need to host it in CodeSpace, right? So CodeSpace is just a thing. So dev container is just the structure, that JSON document that describe your environment that Docker takes, or like your whatever container environment used to like create that environment, and then you remote into that. So your IDE, your VS Code, your cursor, or like does Rider support that? I'm guessing Rider support that. You can then have your environment with all the requirement needed. What I like about this tool was like they had this thing. Can I make it bigger? I want to make it bigger. Oh, the quality is crap. Or maybe just because it's paused. No, it's crap. Watch it on YouTube. Maybe it will be better. Come on, HD. Yeah. So they had a way to create the workspace so you could specify things, and I was like, oh, that's cool, because then you could specify, I want this for that environment, for this, and then like had your tool, and it was visual, so I liked it. Because VS Code had that, but like I don't see that in other tools. But .NET was kind of like not part of that. So I was like, well, this is not useful. I could create image and patterns and stuff with for like different version of Node and Python and like bunch of different things and AWS. I was like, there's no .NET. So if I want to try .NET 10, it's not there. So I think I did install it. I think I uninstalled it. I thought it was a cool tool though. I really like where they were going, though I feel that it's CodeSpace, but you know, without you shouldn't angle your. I feel like they use CodeSpace to push their product. They shouldn't. Like they have a good idea, so they shouldn't do that anyway. What did I miss in the chat? I thought of DUs. Where did it then? DUs? The dev container? What's DUs? The GitHub Spark. Discriminated unions. Well, I'm not sure I follow Fuel. But yeah, Spark, isn't it like where you have your agent do the thing? So you like had the one thing, let's say I want to build a app, blah, 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 blah. That's Spark, right? Yeah, I didn't try it. Oh, Jules for Google. The one thing I like was like assigning a ticket for like Copilot and having it running. That was interesting. It did a few good things for me, so that was nice. Okay, look like the container is running now. So we could open a new terminal, right? Cool. So now let's do this here. So now I could do .NET and then this. What? Interesting. I'm sure the .NET without the run works. I did that multiple times. Interesting. A friend of mine used Charlie, which write tickets and then pick them up and then run PR reviews until all agents are happy and then invite the dev. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I liked it. Like I used it to fix some stuff and it worked. I don't know. I mean, it's very useful, powerful and stuff. I like coding a lot, but I get it that sometimes, oh yeah, I just want to change that and just like do a period, like I did use it. So like I have a new blog. Fujifilm is a website, right? Because I have a bunch of like, I have English content, French content. I have like my blog post reading notes. So I have Cloud en Français for like kind of like written content in French, and then I have my YouTube channel. I have Behind My Cloud. I have like a chain, like one in French, and then I create content in different other channels. So I thought like had multiple sources, and I was like, I would like to have like kind of a hub. So I was like, oh, you know what? Let's do that. So I asked Copilot, okay, create me a website with all those sources, and like I want that to be static and do that. And it created stuff. And I said, you use this image, and I give the image. And the first version was kind of cool. I liked it. But then last weekend I forgot if I was biking or kayaking, and I was listening to Merge Conflict, the podcast of James Montemagno and Frank Kruger. And at the end, James was like challenging Frank to do something on his website or app or things. Was just like ask to do like, and do a PR, like an open an issue, say like make the website beautiful, and ask it. So I did, you know what, let's try that. So I created an issue, say, hey, create me 5 different teams and like nice palette and stuff like that, and let it work. And then like, you know, I didn't like a few things here and there. Like I wanted to have like a light and dark mode. I wanted to fix so like images or thumbnail were not coming up. I think here was not coming up, so I was like trying to work on that. And I asked at some point one of the team, I said, it would be cool to have like parallax effect when you scroll. There was a team I really liked because I like outdoor sports. So I was like, it would be cool to have like a outdoor team with like mountain, or like when I saw like if you put like very modern design of mountain, it could be kind of like water mountain like stuff, if it's kind of like all shade of blue and things like that. But then like it was injecting, say, instead of like developer advocate, technical content creator, was like nature lovers and like hike kayaking, and I was like, no, like I love that, but that's not the purpose of all that content. I just like, you know, I want it to be so people who know, they can feel that, oh yeah, like it's Frank's side, because, you know, he likes a lot kayaking and hiking and photography. So, you know, like there's a little bit of there showing up through the UI, but the content stay technical, right? Right, it couldn't make that distinction. But anyway, so did a few things like while working around the house, looking at the code. So, you know, change this. It worked for me, but then yeah, so you need like to have like a lot of credits and Copilot and things like that. So I was like, nah, it's fun. It's fun. Okay, so we're back here. Oh, I forgot. So those demo, they all do the same thing. So I just want to show you once and then we'll be fine with it. Do you have what? A section, every cloud has a silver lining for when we mess up? What? Every cloud has a silver lining. Oh, you're talking about my website? Because I had multiple sections. And it was trolling, right, Fuel? Because no, I don't. I should maybe had one, right? But that one will be like taking all the space because I mess up a lot. But no, see, like the .NET on .NET Live, I put them here. And that for me was content in French, content in English, content in French, and I have different things. It's just like sometime when they ask me, like, oh, do you have like a link to share? And if I share my blog post, my blog, then like you don't know I'm also creating content in French. Maybe you don't know I have like a YouTube. So if YouTube is more your stuff, so I feel now if I share that, and like you have like all my social stuff, you have like or here you have all my content, so you could see it with the date, so you see I'm active and all those things and stuff. So I felt it was a better way. And if I start like a podcast, then like I'll be able to add it. Or if I start working on some other project with someone else, then I could add a section there. So I feel like it was a hub. Anyway, I use AI to create that. It was fun. It was interesting. Not sure if the prettiest code ever, but one thing I liked was it's just an HTML and it's in GitHub. It's HTML and a little bit of JavaScript. Anyway, I digress. Back to AI. So after running, you should be able to run .NET and just a project, just this. I know I did it multiple times. Not sure why here it's not working, but worst case, you do .NET run, and then it executes, and I will show you what it does and why we're not using it today. But with AI, isn't it a bit like compiler, where you're not going to look at the code? I think there's two level of vibe coding, and I was trying the other day to find a different name, and I think I'm mentor coding. I know what I want. I know how I would do it, and now I'm letting a junior doing it. And then I could say, no, look, you use that library. It's very different than, let's say, I want to code in like Vue. I never did any Vue. I know JavaScript, Rust. I never did any. I don't think I even did a Hello World in Rust. Let's say I want to build an app in Rust. That will be for me vibe coding. Though I know programming, so I will be able still to understand the code, I think. So I know a little bit, but I feel when I'm in .NET or language, I know, even if I'm rusty, that I know, I think I'm more mentor coding or mentee coding or ment coding. I don't know how to, like, I feel like vibe coding, we should have like a distinction of like vibe coding, like when you know, and vibe coding when you don't, or where you don't care about the code too much. For me, like I'm using, maybe I'm not vibe coding then. Maybe I'm just using AI as my minion, just like do the work, and then I check, nah, that's not what I want, do it again. It's not my standard, change this, like do it again. Okay, now we're getting closer. See, like more, that's why I'm saying like with, I'm managing a teams and the teams is an AI kind of thing. But again, like you need your people. So those 3 examples here are doing the same thing. And what it does is like, I'm asking them, hey, give me 3 idea of affordable restaurant in Montreal for a nice dinner, right? And then they gave me the name with like a range of price and description and a URL where it was found. Cool. So it's going there, looking the web, collecting information, and then coming back with stuff. So if we look at the code, that first one that we ran, because I'm using the script, I don't have a project file. So where do you add your package? This is how you do it. Let's zoom. So this is how you do it, right? You just say pound.package, the package name with the version. And for that first experience, I did it with OpenAI because Reka API is OpenAI is using the same format, or OpenAI compatible. I'm not sure if it's the proper way to say that, but it's using the same format. So I could use that SDK for that. So I say, okay, cool. So that's the last version. And I wasn't sure. Initially, I was using the secrets of .NET. Then I was like, I feel like that's not how I would do it. Like, if I'm using scripts, I'm probably running it like in a CI/CD, or maybe I'm running it in like on the fly and things like that. So I feel like people won't use secret. So I said, I think it would be cool to use .NET, like dot environment. Like when you're running containers, when you're like a .env and you have your variable there, right? I put it in the same folder, like they should be in a different folder, like with only root access. But like if I do that, then, you know, like here it will be a little bit weird. So I did it that way. And in there, if I open the env sample, it is just really kind of like the name of a variable. And then you put your key here, right? So if we go back into this file, and then, so the way you do it is you do env load. And I found out that if you have, because that also work with projects, right? And the reason why I use that, I felt it was less the .NET way, or more like the way people who write script work. So that's why I use the env stuff. And then you do env load and it will pick up that file. You can specify the name if you have a different name and stuff like that. For me, that was good. If you're running, if you want to try this thing, because that's a cool project, like that one, the .NET. If you want to use that, but you're having like a project and a solution and everything, there's another word you need to use here, and forgot what it is, but like it's looking up and down in the folder, so it's trying to find where that file is. But here, because I'm like no project, no nothing, it doesn't go in the bin folder and things like that, so the files are in the same folder. One thing I discover, and maybe I'm wrong, so maybe like I have a few .NET developer here. One thing I discover on Mac is when I do the control space, I didn't have like or even with the script stuff, IntelliSense doesn't work. I don't have IntelliSense because I don't have the I'm not sure OmniSharp is running. So like I don't have like IntelliSense. that was painful when I was doing the script, I thought. So, but it's in preview, so I'm guessing that's why. So after that, what I do is just like, I'm getting that environment variable that we just load, and I'm setting it here so I could use it. And the way, because we're not really using OpenAI as a AI, we're using Reka, we're just changing it. So when we create our OpenAI client, we specify the key, and then we change the URL to use Reka. By the way, Reka is free. So if you want chat, video, text, translation, research, web research, deep research, it's free. So there's that. I can share with you this link to the chat here. And there's a playground if you want to give it a try. I think it's just on if you go Reka AI, and at the top right corner you have a playground. You could go there and try it. Another thing I discover is when I'm running that script stuff, probably again because it was preview, I couldn't use HTTPS. So it needs to be HTTP, otherwise like there's like, it cannot trust whatever, it wasn't happy. I did try to add certificate, it didn't work. The same code works perfectly with HTTPS when there's a project, but in the script version didn't work. I'm guessing it's just like because it's in preview, and it will get fixed eventually. After that, you create your client, you specify your model. So here we're using the Reka Flash Research. You give your prompt. So give me 3 nice, not crazy expensive restaurant for a romantic dinner in Montreal. That's my prompt. After that, you just go and say, hey, you know what, like it's a chat kind of thing, but without having a chat. And you just say, hey, I want to do this, send that, and when the answer come back, you put it out. That's only that thing worked, and it worked great. So I see it could be used in different scenario. When you're building stuff and you want to check online, like, is the version I'm using is the last version, or maybe you want to get some asset, download them, or maybe not that, because that you already know. Maybe you want to validate information, so you could use that. So it could be cool. I liked it. I thought it was interesting. But when I did, so one of the fun stuff, if I go at the oh, I think I still have it in my yeah. Oh, I need to go in doc. I gave you the wrong link. AI/API. No, docs. I don't know my links. No? What's the link? Oh, okay. I thought... Let's do it again. Let's share that link. Speaking of photography, can I show that? Okay. What are we looking at? Speaking of photography, remind me of... Oh, I'm still running the project. I didn't stop it. I think that button stopped thing faster, though I'm not sure. Let's stop here. Yeah, so in Reka API, I think like there are other stuff also, but one thing that is interesting is you could pass more parameter and specify. Right now, I forgot what was the default, but it will do a lot of query to make sure it has the best answer for you, right? So like it's really kind of like by default looking for the best answer. But obviously making 10 different thread and like looking for that take more time. So if you're more interested at like getting a fast answer, you could lower this and say max use 1. So we'll get faster. And when we look at the permission though, I think I killed my terminal. No, it's like this on this PC. Yeah. Did I kill it? No, okay. Can I close this? Okay. If we look here at the response, we could see that sometime it was TripAdvisor, sometime it went timeout, sometime again timeout. But maybe you don't want Reddit, or maybe you don't want TripAdvisor, like, or you want only TripAdvisor. So you could specify in the web research the allowed domain or the block domain. So you could change the way it's search, right? So trying to do that with the OpenAI SDK, it was not that pleasant. Another thing in the future, I mean, like not for that little sample. In that sample, I was just like messing around with scripts, right? But a thing that is interesting is the output. When the response come back, you want a specific format. I would like to have, because I want to deserialize it or serialize it and put it in like a class, a C# class. So I want to make sure the format has like those property named that way and stuff like that, instead of like just like, you know, this like a number list with like, okay, that's, I'm assuming the name of the restaurant here, like this. If I ask a few times, like style of the answer could change, and maybe that at some point it's not this, it will be just like expensive, very expensive and cheap, or I don't know, right? Like the LLM is in charge of formatting, and maybe I want...
Bonjour. Hi. How are you today?
Hey. Hello, hello. Nice to see you again, mister. How are you? How was your week? So one thing that we want is have a structured output. So one thing you could do is specify with the response format. You could specify your JSON format of your answer. I don't have it here, but with OpenAI SDK, it doesn't work. They don't want to support that. There's a workaround. I found a workaround. I make it work for the output. I was like, oh, at least have an output, but the output doesn't work with the script, because script like is limited. Like you don't have, what was it again? The reflection doesn't work in here. You need like the full project to have like all the class. I mean, we can make it work, but then like I feel like it's defeat the purpose. A script should be light and just doing light stuff. So if you do serious stuff, then I think you're in a project and you have a solution and like packaging and stuff like that. So that's why that simple is not using it. So we can make the format works, but then we still cannot specify the domain or the max usage and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, this is sad, but we cannot use the OpenAI SDK, or at least not today. Maybe in the future, but not today. But I was like, well, in .NET, we have other things, right? We have the Microsoft Extension AI for OpenAI. I was like, let's give it a try. So it's the same pattern. I'm still using the .NET Elf. So you load, you put your stuff. I feel that was cleaner, less blah blah and stuff. You just say create things, create your client, specify the model, endpoint, same thing. same difference. Again, when trying to add the format, I think the format in there work better or work less. Anyway, like I was still having issue passing more part. I think I was able to make it work for the format and the more parameter. But one thing I like also that I want to exploit, I want to use is the reasoning step. In Reka API, it tells you why, you know, and like when we're looking at the answer here, why per se was the best one, why it didn't consider, I don't know, McDonald's. Maybe he saw McDonald's and then didn't pick it up. Why? So in Reka, you have the reasoning step that is return, and then you could have everything. So I feel like a lot of time when you're using AI, you don't know why this was going that way or that way. So having that could be interesting to know, okay, why you think this thing was interesting. So could be cool. I couldn't make it that work with neither OpenAI SDK or the Microsoft extension AI. And then I was pissed. I was on Stony Eagle stream. I think it was Friday. Let's assume it's Friday. And I was like, well, this is how it works these days with AI. And I was like, oh, seriously? I thought, like, you know, we could have something that works. I get it that AI is moving fast, but I thought those SDK were also moving fast. So I was like, okay, and let's try to do it natively, right? Doing like a pure, because it's API at the end, right? So okay, what if I use a pure HTTP call? Well, it works. So same thing, you load the environment, you do your stuff, you create your client. I did have to specify, like, give me more time, because I think by default it was timing out at 40 seconds or something like that. The URL is a little bit different because now you need to specify that you're using the chat completion. And then same model, like this is how you do it, right? Specify a new object and give your prompt, and then you just get your answer. And then the answer like has a lot of stuff in it, so you need to go and pick up the content, and then you just show it and it works. Same works perfectly. If in a script version, if you want to have your schema and everything, it's not working well, because again, it's missing the like here, or is it when I'm creating, like here it's doing it, but because like it's trying an object, right? Like there's a lot of reflection and stuff like that. If I was trying to make it a little bit more stronger, I had a bunch of errors and things like that. So like in a script, I feel like maybe it's not the best way to do it, but it's working. So just want to show you, I did something. Open the folder. I think I have it in my recent, right? Yeah, and I did a typo, obviously. And that's the full version of the code in the program, right? So it's the same sample. Oh, we'll go in a different corner. Sorry about that. Let's drop first. Nobody landed today. It's a sad day for a landing. Will I don't think no, we'll land in the middle of the screen. Yeah. GT, you didn't land today. Your luck is gone. So yeah, so same thing, but here I specify my response format, and we'll need that, I think, in the in our project, the NoteBookmark, because we want to integrate that. Maybe not for like the summary, but if we want to like fetch some article and stuff like that, we will want stuff. So here you could say, hey, give me a list of restaurant, right? It's, it will be an array, and like it will be a bunch of object. I could have given a name though. I'm not sure why I didn't give a name here. And then like I want a property name, address, phone number. I want a phone number. I want a website. I want a score, and I want a price level. And I say, you know what, like use this. So now if I'm running that, oh, like I will have to create like another dev container. It will have the same result, except it will follow that structure. So now I could use that, push that into classes that I have in .NET, and just work with it. I know there's a way in .NET to create your class and like generate a JSON schema from that, but I didn't get a great success. I was always having weird errors. Not sure why. It's probably me. But, well, you know, that's why we're playing with it to discover stuff. And then same thing, right? So create a model, stuff, response. I'm passing here the parameter, so that, you know, like, because like it will look, because, you know, when it's finding the TripAdvisor website, it's finding the restaurant and stuff like that. Maybe there's a link about that restaurant. To get the phone number and like the URL and stuff like that, it will go and make then a sub search to get more information about that restaurant, to get all the information that I requested. So I didn't use one, I used two. So say, you know, search a little bit, but not too much, because I want a result fast. So you could do that. And I was like, okay, allow domain. So you could only use TripAdvisor. I could block domain, say, hey, don't go on Reddit. I don't know, whatever. You could do that. And then having fun. It's okay, cool. Like give me the answer. So same thing. And after that, is it? Yeah, only did that, like a pretty answer and stuff like that. And the answer is this. It will give me something like that. So that I could deserialize and pump it. I don't know why the phone number is empty and the website is empty. Maybe you didn't found it. That's weird though. That's a lot. I don't know. Maybe it was early. I feel like now it was, maybe that was when I was using one. When I did two, it was finding the information anyway, and I was using New York here as I was changing where I was having my dinner, right? So anyway, so that's the output. So now I feel like, okay, now I can use that in an app. I have better control on the output. So now I could use that. Like it's not, yes, I'm using LLM, but I have a more control on the outputs. I could use it and do something after with it. Cool. So I want to use that. And to give you an example of the response, this is the response I'm getting. So there's a lot of meat in there, right? So I have like white finish, the timeout, an error and stuff like that. And like, you know, choice, message, content, that's what we're earlier looking. That's my answer. So that's my list of restaurant here, right? After that, I have the reason content. And like it's telling me, okay, the tool it used, so it searched the web, the query was that. And then like, okay, use a different tool, and then okay, search web, and like it did search Yelp, Reddit, the like all those URL, try find something, and then like assistant, and then analyze. So it's analyzing the URLs, extract the name, the address, the price, and analyze again, like do other stuff. So that's interesting, I think. Not all the time, but when you want to understand where that come from, where did you pick that one? Why did you not pick that one? Because maybe a friend told you, yeah, you should totally go with your girlfriend to Harvey's. She will love it. And you look at it and it's like, why? It's not part of the suggestion. And you say, oh yeah, Harvey's is like a fast food restaurant. It's, oh, that's not a romantic, or that's not at least how I think about when I'm thinking romantic restaurant, because maybe for some, you know, when I was younger, not that I'm rich, but I would have like a way more tight budget. McDo could be a good fit. But now if I'm bringing my wife to a restaurant, I'm pretty sure she's expecting something else.
Yay!
I landed! Finally! Whew! Yay! I'm safe. It's time to drop, people. Starly, stand your butts, your digital friends. It's time to try to land. I finally unlock it. We can land. Anyway, so I feel we have a lot of fun. I feel maybe we need to build our own kind of SDK. So or maybe SDK is too strong. Maybe it's just a wrapper to like use that answer and be able to do things with it. So yeah, that's the future. Today, I just want to use a simple query. If we go back to our project here in our API, we have different endpoints. So I think we'll have a Reka endpoints. We'll create that. Because I think I'm keeping the same. It didn't work for you, GT? Where did you land? Where did you land? I don't see. Oh yeah, right in my face. You're right here. Yeah, I think I will create just a new endpoints, and then there will be Reka endpoint, and we'll do that. Yeah, it's a bad day today, right? It's not working very well. Though, like, it was unfair how well it works in the past stream for you. Like, really unfair. It were like kind of always lending. Hey, we have visitor on no, so on YouTube, Orm Darji is seeing the target. So target is a game, so you could I'm not sure if it pick it up on YouTube, but you could give it a try. If you do exclamation point drop, at least on Twitch, I think it will only work on Twitch, I'm not sure. It will parachute you just like here. That was me, and it's random, but that was created. It's a game that was created by Pixel or Instafluff. The company name is Pixel Plush Dev. There's a bunch of different games, and I just had that in my stream as a way to have fun while I'm more coding and stuff like that. And we have CB, or Cloudbot. Whoops, if I can spell it correctly. This guy is monitoring the best score and stuff like that. So at the end we could say who. Yeah, so it's not working on YouTube. I should have I should customize what I think it's OBS, but I forgot which. Like, there's a new streamer bot, right, that catch up the message from the other and things like that. Like, I should customize that so on YouTube, like, all the message will be shared on the other platform, and like the people on YouTube could also play the game. Well, yeah, right now on YouTube, the game is not working. I'm sorry. OM Darji. But welcome to the stream. So right now what we are building is a note reader. NoteBookmark is an application that is open source that I created in .NET, and we want to add capability to make summary. So I use this tool to so it's NoteBookmark. Oh, I didn't open even the chat on my I do. That's so tiny. Obviously I did a typo. Let me I'm missing a D. Cool, let's change. Let's go. And I could go live. Go here. And I can share with you the link. And I can pop the chat. Cool, and close this page to save bandwidth. I will keep that here so I can share more message to you later. So NoteBookmark is a project that I use to kind of like, when I found an interesting link, I send it to my e-reader, read it, take a notes, and then it generate a summary. And I publish that on my blog post every Monday, right? And what we're working on is this first paragraph here, introduction. I want some LLM model to read my notes and generate that little introduction paragraph for us. That's the first step. After that, I think in the upcoming stream, what I want to do is like, hey, I want to read about this, find me blog posts. Or maybe it's video, like find me stuff, and we'll specify, and like, you know, that's exactly that, right? Like find me video, find me podcast, find me blah, 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 you know, find me whatever and make me suggestions. So we'll have that. Then we'll be able to specify maybe like lists that we want with lists that we don't want, like domain, sorry, that we want to not look at. Maybe we don't want to look at the Reddit in terms of content, so like you could block it. And then I want to also use the reasoning step, because I want to understand, why do you think this blog post was interesting? Why did you suggest me that podcast? Or, you know, maybe it's super trending, popular, I don't know. But today I think we'll go just create a new endpoint. So let's go create. And I'm using Writer, so I'm always looking for what I want to do. And how do you add a new file here? Collapse all. What's that? Select open. Interesting. Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, okay, I'm here. Okay, cool. So post endpoint. So if I do this, great. File. Oh, so I have the solution and I have the file stuff. Oh, that's cool. Service, what's this? Add a service, no. Okay, so in the bottom, those are my services. Can I hide? Oh, I can hide. Okay, now it's going there. Okay, I get it. So if I expand that, oh, okay, I could do that. Oh, I have a terminal. Nice. I've GitHub MCP. Oh, like the MCP is already integrated in there. Some tests, running the test. Okay, cool. I want to add a new file here. Add a class. We'll call that class Reka endpoint. Does it make sense? Endpoints. Do you want to add the following file? Yeah. And it's been a while since I coded them, so I just want to make sure I'm sharing the same thing. So Reka here. Cool. All right. And it will be Reka. Right. And here maybe generate I don't know. Generate summary? No. Generate intro? Feel like it's long though. I don't think we have like a naked one. We should, but let's know for now. This will we'll have to pass information, right? Yeah, so it won't be a get. It will be a post. Yeah. And it won't be in the query string. Oh, I have a new chair. Oh, you cannot see it. My other chair was I've been having that chair for a long time, but it was breaking, so I was always, like now if I go, if I go in front, let's go bigger. If I do this, the chair stay there. It's with my old one, it keep pushing me, so it was always kind of following me. It was so annoying, and now I just removed the head earlier because I thought this way it doesn't even show I have a chair. Well, maybe a little, maybe I need to do not big enough. I need to go to the gym more, but I thought I'm sitting and you don't know, because I used to stream a lot standing, but today I was I don't want to be sitting. So anyway, I feel like that's a little bit small. Am I? That's better. Okay, so generate intro. It's a post, and this will read all the notes and generate an introduction paragraph. Graph. Right. Cool. What? No. I'm gonna Control S. Voila. Now, what we need to do is do one of those. Right. So it will be called this. So I could return okay or bad requests. And then okay, like obviously it won't be post, it will be like something else. But now we'll have to our stuff. And that's when I think having that library, that Reka library, like OpenAI Reka, I don't know how to call that package, I will simplify the code in there. So it could look, it could look like the when I was using SDK instead of like having all that. You know, if I build my own SDK, like all this will be kind of like simplified. Because that's a lot of things, right? So now we want some dependence injection, right? If we look at the program here, oh, we were just doing that. We'll have to use the add parameter, right? And I'm not sure. Not sure. Should I? It's an API calling another API. Am I doing it wrong? Should my front end call directly that API? Like the Reka API and then manage it and everything? I feel like I'm wrapping it. So it's an API inside an API. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. What do you think? Anyone has opinion? In my head, I was doing it in my API, so the front end doesn't know, doesn't care. Just like give me this. So that's why I was thinking putting it in the API. And then like behind the scene I was calling Reka's API. But maybe I need to call it directly? I don't think so. But then if I'm not calling it directly, I will have to, just like in the front end, I will have to do something like that, where like I'm adding a HTTP client and injecting the base URL. And maybe I'll have to we'll have to do that. And I'm guessing I will receive the API key also, so I'll have to pass it, right? Not sure if it's the best. TBD, are you still there? I know you're pretty strong in terms of design. Because having like an API and an API is defeat the purpose. Should I just create a new client in my Blazor app? But I don't want. Or maybe I need a service. But API, it's a service. I feel like here I'll have to build a client. So new file. Right, and client is just, it's the same as this. It's receiving an HTTP client. Yeah. Oops. This. Just like. And that will be I'm guessing chat completion. But then, no, that's a get. I want to post. Whoops, so now it's waiting for some parameter. Cool. Let's go. So here it should expect a parameter. So that will be a string, and that will be summary. Does summary take 2 M's? Yes. Oh yeah, because it's async. So let's do result or result, response, response, response. And then do maybe result is better. But no, it's a response. It's response message. Response. Come on, complete. Dot. Is it value? Content? And maybe get string? I forgot. Is it this? That will be HTTP. That's not what I want. So the response is, it's tiny. I'm sorry, I forgot. Why it's so tiny? I need to do that every pages. That's annoying. Okay, so response is type response message. Great. So now if I do response dot content, oh yeah, content to string. In this specific case, I think content to string is what we want. Cool. So oh, GT.
Yay!
And just like that, your luck is back and you took the lead. Wonderful. I should have thought more about the design. I'm confused at what I should do. And the time is flying. Because now if I do that, like in my endpoints, I will, instead of like in Reka endpoint here, this should call the client. Or maybe I don't need the client. I think I need a client. Finally. Come on. It took you 5 shots. Problems. Typo. The word Reka. Oh, Reka is the word I want to use. What? Argument specification is redundant. Oh. Okay. Okay then. Let's go. Why it doesn't like this? Yeah, because there's a bunch of stuff here. But let's put this in common for now. Oh yeah, let's do string. Cool. What's wrong? Because I'm not returning anything? Good enough for you? Okay, great. I need to make that thing look bigger. Soon. Oh, can I just do... That's a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so now we had Git. Ooh, fancy. I don't know we have a tree. Is git lens? Could we add git lens in there? Interesting. But I like my git kraken. Okay, we should create a new branch. We should totally create a new branch. We should totally do so many things. Okay, let's create a new branch from here. And we'll add Reka API. Add Reka. Let's just add Reka. So we did change the what? This? Oh no, I don't want that. I want to add this. I want to add that. Yeah. Generate me some little. Okay, that's good. Let's commit those. Let's push them for now, because I need to wrap up. Yep, I want to exit. This. The one thing I want to make sure is that we don't have any Docker container running because we learned the hard way that wasn't fun. I will let you land before stopping. Attention. Shut it all down. Yeah, indeed. Let's try to oh, did you land?
Yay!
With like the lowest score ever though, but that's fine. I never saw that. Oh. No, I did 31, I think the previous shot. But that's cool. Who's streaming? Is anybody streaming? Back to Twitch. Let's go back to a view maybe like this. I don't want to share. Let's go. A guy called Frank B is streaming. Oh yeah, I know that guy. We can end it here. How many of us? 13. Though, like 13 is a cool thing to. He's not that. I know. Janet Carr. Oh, I don't know her or him. Nope, I did a typo. Oh, Qatar. Oh man, this is so small. Did a typo again? Janetta Carr. Oh yeah, I removed the. Eventually we'll get there. There it is. Oh yeah, we Janet. Yeah, but I deleted the I deleted the .com. Okay, but before we need to check out. Let's go here. Check out the. I really need to change the size of that thing. Come on, make it faster. Come on. Who's winning today? So today, TBD Gamer with a score of 0. Sorry Dev, just made it with a 0.55. And again, for the third stream in a row, GT Sum is winning. And yeah, TBD is the biggest loser because no drop. But the luckiest I thought would be it will be yes. I thought 30 Dev will be the luckiest because man, that was yeah. Oh no, it's there. Voila, cool. So now let's raid Janet Takar. Voila, I got it. So I will definitely try to stream 2 times next week, though like it is a shorter week. We'll see how it goes, but I'm trying to do that. One will be open source project and the other one maybe will be a little bit more kind of like AI focused. We'll see how it goes, but I'm definitely thinking about going that direction. But it's the weekend. Hopefully there's sun where you are. Go outside and see you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the raids and see you next week. Bye.